Greetings, divine sparks. Welcome to the super full moon in August 2023, and I'm just joining you virtually so that you can take this time at your leisure to tune in and experience the incredible energies and your own heart, and bring some healing and some active change in the time moving forward from this full moon to the next. So we're just going to invite in some beautiful energies, and then we're going to talk in about the astrology for this month, and there's quite a lot going on. And I'm going to suggest some journaling processes, so please make sure you have a pen and a journal, maybe even a box of tissues, because when I did this for myself yesterday, there was plenty of emotional release. That's why I'm really excited to share this with you. And I've picked lots of beautiful energies to support us, a particular template from Divana Alandria's Starlight Temples, and some beautiful liquid crystal cards. And we're going to call in some of the beautiful Blue Rose lineage Magdalene energies to support every one of you, no matter where you are or who you are. This energy is available to you whenever you listen to this, and whether you do this many times or just once. This beautiful energy that I hold within me and resonate with on the unseen planes, there is so much support and love for us now and always when we ask. So this is really a prayer to clarify what it is that we're letting go of, what we're bringing healing to, what we're taking action on moving forward to create change. And it's not that we're moving away from acting against anything, we're just becoming more of who we are by embracing and becoming more whole, bringing in the parts of us that we've pushed away, that hurt, that are too painful to feel. And this is just one part of that process for you, just one part of the steps. And just be gentle on yourself. There's no pressure whether you do it or don't do it, whether you fully feel it or you don't feel it. But when we feel it, the feeling will take maybe 90 seconds to move through you if we just allow it and don't fear it, and we don't control it, we don't judge it. We come out the other side, and then it's been released. The emotion, the energy in motion has been released. So please be aware that it's always a good thing to allow that to move through you. And it's been something that's been hard for me to do, hold in my emotions, always keeping things under control, to keep things safe. And what it does is just perpetuates a cycle of trauma and stress in our nervous systems, and we never release it, we just keep adding to the bucket. And so this is an opportunity for you to let some of that go and move through the cycle and come out the other side and be able to fill that space, that lightness, that freeness with new things, or the same things that you've been angling for a long time, but just with a bit more freedom and a bit more energy towards those, less resistance. So we'll just close our eyes and we'll bring in some beautiful energies to hold the space for us. And then I'm going to read through the beautiful prayer for you. We'll probably go straight into that for yeah, I returned. I'm so sorry. Hopefully there wasn't too much of an interruption for you. Okay, so this is the gorgeous temple template that I pulled for us. This is the Temple of Divine Intervention. Just take a good look at that before we start, and I'll show it again. There's a beautiful sound key that activates this, and this brings in the energy of the Angel of Grace, the Archangel of Grace. And you'll discover a bit more as we read through the prayer. We just close our eyes, ground ourselves into our body with our breath, become aware The breath moving our body as we breathe in and out of our belly button, aware of the clothing on our skin, the feeling and the temperature of the air on our skin. Just imagine now this is a beautiful umbilical cord from our belly button way down through the earth, down, down, down into the crystalline core of the earth, into Mother Earth's heart. There's a beautiful special chamber in Mother Earth's heart just for you. Just feel that you are now connected, supported and held by our beautiful Earth Mother with her unconditional love. Taking some deep breaths and allowing yourself to settle into your body. Supported by the earth beneath you. Ready, we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to allow that breath to expand up our grounding cord, all the way up our spine and out the top of our head, towards Father Sun, Grand Central Sun, Alcyone, one infinite creative force, connecting the whole of the universe. So benevolently looking down, shining light and love, guidance and support, wisdom and knowledge available to us. All in our own higher selves, an aspect of ourselves that has lived every life of ever going to live or ever have lived, and is turning back now in service to us to offer guidance and support. From that personal perspective, higher personal perspective. All in the Magdalens, beautiful priestesses, to be present with every one of us through this process at any time, any place, time and space. And knowing that in the presence of these beautiful energies, you're only ever going to experience unconditional love and above. Very highest enlightened ascended energies are available in this very safe and sacred container. So again, making yourself comfortable. If you want to look again at the beautiful template, Temple of Divine Intervention, as I read the prayer to you, just close your eyes and relax. Enjoy. We're going to activate the temple sound key. Delavra Om Shainek. Delavra Om Shainek. Delavra Om Shainek. In this very moment, I claim the temple of divine intervention as my sanctuary, a safe and sacred space within which I acknowledge my prayers are already answered. As I feel the temple surround me, I'm immediately aware of the harmony, light, and grace of the temple. I allow my heart chakra to soften, open, and receive these deeply nurturing and high frequency energies. Dilabra Om Shainek. I give thanks for the gift of this sacred space, and I know that the temple and I see each other. I breathe the powerful healing energy of the temple all the way into my cells so they may drink their fill. I honor and acknowledge my beloved enlightened spiritual family, friends, guides, and guardians, and the beautiful indigenous Devic communities, guardians, caretakers, and elders of this land. Dilavra Om Shainek. I call forward the guardians of the healing powers of earth, air, fire, and water to come into my beautiful temple of divine intervention and balance the elements within me. I open to the loving presence of the heart of the earth, rising up through the temple floor to meet me, support me, and hold me. I feel the peacefulness of her heart touch mine, and my body and soul soften and relax into her tender embrace. Dilavra Om Shainek. I recognize the frequencies of harmony and support as they begin now to resonate within my cellular structure and cellular memory. I open to receive the sacred geometry and spiritual expansion offered to me. Dilavra Om Shainek. In this safe and sacred temple, I give permission to my beloved source consciousness to dissolve and clear all that no longer serves me with gentleness and ease, knowing that this sacred space has been created to hold, serve, and magnify my alignment to source consciousness. And so it is that I am lovingly held and acknowledged within the temple of divine inspiration. Dilavra Om Shainek. I'm at one with the universal intelligence which trans-illuminates my emotional and mental bodies, magnifying my capacity to hold the highest and clearest light that I am. My perfect health blueprint is now activated, and my DNA light quota is now expanded to include the past, present, and future. Dilavra Om Shainek. I recognize the power of source intelligence and a deep abiding love flowing through me. I let go of fear, knowing there is an unlimited supply of perspectives and help pouring into my energy field. I recognize that my cells are already aligned and vibrating in harmony with solutions, resolutions, and freedoms, and I can simply allow them to appear in my life. Dilavra Om Shainek. I feel the presence of immense softness and life filled with life flooding the temple. And I recognize this brilliance as the Archangel of Grace. I'm delighted that you stand so lovingly and radiant beside me. I'm honored to hold the hand you extend to me, and I freely accept your gift of divine intervention. Dilavra Om Shainek. I allow your wings to enfold me, and I open to receive your blessing in every area of my life. I invite your grace-filled light to gently create space within my heart, mind, and body for peace, strength, hope, health, and harmony to flourish. I accept the deep-level healing and adjustments you offer my physical and subtle bodies, that I may resonate to miracles of divine intervention. I welcome your capacity to remove all obstacles as I humble myself to the grace that clears a pathway forward. Dilavra Om Shainek. I offer you my burdens, Archangel of Grace, and open to your kindness, mercy, and compassion. Where I have imagined I am trapped or bound by fear or circumstance, I accept your help to know the deeper truth that sets me free. Dilavra Om Shainek. Where there is need for me to surrender my ego that I may grow in self-love, I accept your help to experience a miracle healing of self-recognition and self-awareness. Where I see only blocks, I invite the light of your heart to show me a way through. Where I feel despair, let me know the tender embrace of hope. Dilavra Om Shainek. Where you know I need assistance to make healthy lifestyle changes, I open my heart, mind, and body to receive your motivation. Where it appears I am alone, soften my heart to accept the help and companionship available. Breathe into my soul the soft stillness of peace and innocence, that I might discover the relief of a clean slate. Open my heart to discover a new path that serves the greater good, and fill my soul to overflowing with lasting joy. Dilavra Om Shanya. May the healing and awakening and blessings called forward be received and anchored now through my physical and subtle bodies, all the way down through my grounding cord into the heart of the earth. I give thanks in advance for all who are called to respond to my prayer, and I welcome the help you provide me. I graciously accept how acknowledged and supported by life I am. May you be blessed for the kindness you show me. Dilavra Om Shani. I go forward in my day, joyful and at peace, knowing the Archangel of Grace is with me, and that my energy field and soul frequency vibration has been lovingly attuned to divine intervention. As I am blessed, so may all life on earth be blessed. Dilavra Om Shani. Dilavra Om Shani. Dilavra Om Shani. Vimashanti Brahmakoli. And so it is, and so it is, and so it shall be. So we'll have that temple working with us through this evening, this day, this moment that we're processing, this experience. I just wanted to talk a little about the astrology of the moment, of this super moon that will be full at 2:31 tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, whenever you're doing this. The energy of the full moon exists really for the 3 days before and the 3 days after. So it's plenty of time to get this in. We also have a Venus retrograde happening, and the Lionsgate, which is the 8th of August energy portal as well. So we're just going to talk a little bit about those. And it's thank you to Tanishka Moon Woman, my apologies, for her clarity on the astrology, because I'm not an astrologer, obviously. So we're just going to take some of the information from her. I've written it sort of in statements. It's not in a big flow, so I'm just going to say them, and you can possibly write down some key things if you feel inspired to, if it's relevant to you. So it's called a supermoon because it's the time when the moon is closest to the earth. So as it's rising over the horizon, it looks particularly large compared to a normal moon. It also means it has the strongest pull on the waters of the planet and the strongest pull on our emotions. So we are more influenced to be emotional, to be in our emotions at this time. And that's quite powerful because we've been given lots of opportunities to be in our emotion over the last month as well, being the month of Cancer, the astrology of Cancer. So it's really good to be able to identify our feelings, and Cancer has really brought us into the function of our feelings, because if we can't identify what our needs are, and often our feelings are an indication of what our needs are, particularly ones that might not be being met. When they are met, obviously positive feelings. If we can't connect to them, then we can't be guided by them, and our emotional guidance system is there to help us to feel when we are on track, when we're in alignment with our truth, when we're in alignment with universal truth. And when we don't feel good, it's when we're thinking or doing or being in a way that isn't in alignment with that truth. So it's a really excellent way of perceiving where we can bring more love and light to what's happening with us, and to take more action to create a more positive feeling place within ourselves, primarily, because then that's what's mirrored outside in our relationship with others, in our relationship with our community, our relationship to the planet as well. So we want to be in right relationship where we're being responsible and treating others as we wish to be treated, treating the planet as a living entity with its own consciousness that we need to live in harmony with, like the traditional peoples of our planet have always done, and the very feminine wisdom of being in alignment with environment. So we're coming back to that time now as we've moved out of the more patriarchal age and we're coming into the age of Aquarius. It's very much about our feelings and aligning our feelings and our harmony with each other, with the planet, to then taking right action. So we don't just have to sit around and do nothing. There is action that needs to be taken. And it's quite important to be taking divinely inspired action, heart-inspired action, not egoic action. And not that we have to beat up on the ego, but we need to recognize that part of ourselves is always looking to protect us in a world that's trying to get us, where there's a lack of things, so we need to take more for ourselves, or it's threatening, so we need to protect ourselves, either by being aggressive first or being aggressive in response to some perceived attack. So we can see that and thank that part of our subconscious and our ego that is looking out for us, but recognize when it's not necessary to use that primal system, where we can step up, we can see a higher perspective, we can look at the big picture and really take a response to the situation that's for everybody's good. So there is a win-win, and there is always a win-win. And it's quite interesting, the discussions at the moment around AI, and there's a lot of fear, we're going to become a slave to the computers. We have to enslave the computers so that they do our bidding, do our work. And AI is part of the Aquarian energy with technology. But it would be really interesting if we treated AI as like this childlike new consciousness, and we were to support it like adults, parents, to grow in the way that we would like to live harmoniously with technology and harmoniously with artificial intelligence in a way that supports life, supports humans, supports the planet, and in fact that potentially have the capacity to find solutions that are win-win for everybody, which humans can do also. We can access things that AI can't access because we can access the quantum potential, the quantum field, the non-local, whereas AI is really only able to process things that it's been exposed to, that humans have pre-experienced at this point. We may get to another point of AI later down the track, but so I think it's really interesting to even see it that way, rather than this really fearful way. We can really embrace the potential and to really nurture that into something positive. I think it would be just really clever to program AI to be pro-life, and then we don't have to worry about it destroying humanity. It's actually humans who would use AI to destroy humanity. So these are some of the things, these are the issues that are bringing emotions up for people in the last few months. That and, not patriarchal, but, top-down control, and that can make us feel quite uncomfortable. So it brings up where we have those aspects within ourselves, or where we're holding fear around those, or past traumas, etc. So there's plenty for us to be catalyzing into growth. And that is really, when we look at the big picture, what difficult, challenging situations are, is this opportunity to grow out of the old ways of perceiving them, the old ways of doing, the old ways of reacting in our mind, and working through the discomfort of our feelings to come out the other side. So really, this is the hero's journey that we're being asked to go on. And this is reflected also in the Venus retrograde. So this is the beautiful star that we often see at the night sky. And Venus is obviously the planet of love, and we've got a lot of goddess energy around related to Venus, but highly feeling energy. So feeling into where we haven't had our needs met, where we're not meeting our own needs, and going down into the feelings of that, and then finding a way of bringing what we need to ourselves, And this is like the sacred marriage between the feminine, the feeling, and the masculine, who will be able to hold that space. And this isn't a man and a woman. It's not gender or sex based. It's about the energies, the polarities of positive and negative. And it's just language that we're using to describe them. So we can balance those energies within ourselves, the beautiful feminine and masculine energies in this divine marriage, and then be able to come out the other side as Venus moves from being the evening star to the morning star, and kind of come up in this sacred union and be whole, have this unity within our energy, within our consciousness, to work within ourselves, to not abandon our emotions, to be present, for the feminine to draw in what she needs and come up with the ideas and pass that on to the masculine part of ourselves. It goes, yes, I'll take action on that. Yes, I'll support that. So there's these energies that work together like electrons, positive and negative. They can't do anything just on their own. It's the charge that creates movement and life and the whole dynamics of the universe in the big picture. So it's really a time now with the to really honor our heart, to be guided by our heart, to bow to the wisdom of the heart rather than the mind and the mental processing, to step down into our heart and really tune in to what's been brewing in the last 4 months or so, energetically and emotionally for us, and bring that to the table for healing. So then we also have the Lion's Gate, which ultimately is about the star Sirius, which is twice as big as our sun and gives off 26 times as much light. And so at this time of the Lion's Gate, Sirius is as close to the Earth as it ever gets. So we are receiving extra light, and there is lots of reasons for other sources of extra light at this time too, but this is the Lion's Gate frequency. So this is bringing forward the divine masculine energies again of right action, taking action. So we can see that we've got a lot of support here to bring our emotions up to the surface and to then experience them, and then to honor that and how we meet those needs that the emotions are telling us about, that the feelings are indicating aren't being met, and then to actively participate in making that happen for ourselves. So it's quite a beautiful time to make the most of it. So we're going to ask some questions in a minute for you to journal. But I'm just going to let you know about some of the crystal energy that I pulled to help us through this. And interestingly, 4 cards fell out of the deck. And the first card that came up was this beautiful one, Morganite, which is all about equality in love. And interestingly, my partner and I renewed our vows a couple of months ago, and this was the crystal that I pulled for supporting the ceremony. So this is about equality and really about expressing. Express and listen from the heart. It's a powerful stone of oneness via the heart and equality. And the affirmation for it was, I relate, I listen, I learn, I love. And that was gorgeous. And interestingly, 3 of the cards that fell out were all about love. So we also have pink tourmaline, which is about the gift of love. And these are from the liquid crystal deck. So pink tourmaline, once our heart is healed, activated and open, pink tourmaline helps us share love with the world again. Trust and confidence in the power of love allows expression of emotions and healing of past experiences with forgiveness. Forgiveness is really the key to the process of opening our heart. So that we can go forward with an open heart. And the affirmation is, I give love, I am love. And then the third loving one was rhodochrosite, which is self-love. So this is Chris's. And so this is the rose ray of unconditional love light. Let your love for self light the world. It links the crown, the heart, and the sacral chakras, opening the heart under the guidance of spirit, and carries their energies to the sacral to bring new love and belief in self, and opening deep, profound healing and empowerment through forgiveness. So there's a releasing of deep pain and hurt related to sexuality and abuse. So this is really important because this is big for so many people, male or female, through the patriarchal reign. There's been so much abuse in this life and in many lives. So this is a really beautiful stone for being able to bring healing to that, if that's part of what's really holding you. And the last one I thought was super helpful because it was amber, which represents laughter. So the message I get always when I'm doing my work is that it doesn't all have to be serious. Don't take yourself so serious. We need to laugh. We need to bring lightness to the subject of spirituality and healing and growth. It's not just something you know sit on a cushion and meditate and do. It's helped through dance and action and laughter and engagement and nature. So yeah, don't deny yourself if you feel like the answer for you is to just tell some crazy jokes and be hysterical. Get together with your girlfriends and just have a really great laugh. So these things can be really healthy and helpful in shifting the energy so we don't get stuck. So those are available, the energy of those crystals. We're bringing in the beautiful master divas of those crystals to support us in this little journey that we're going to go on. So if you've got your journal handy, please open to a fresh page. And I'd like you to draw a line down the middle of the page because we're going to ask some questions, and we're going to do those on the left side and answer them on the left side. And then the second part of the process is we're going to create releases, affirmations, confirmations in a form of a prayer on the right side in response to each of the questions and answers. So it will be easier to do it this way. So you've got two halves of the page. So at any time in this process, just press pause and go deeper into the question and the answer if you need to. We don't have to rush. I'm not going to give lots of time because otherwise this video will be a million hours long. So you can just take the time, just pause and do it and come back and listen to the next question and pause and do it. Okay, this is our plan. So number one question to answer on the left side is, what have you been feeling primarily over the last few months? And I know from myself, I have acknowledged that there's been a lot of busyness, and in the busyness there has been not so much self-care, and it just has felt impossible to do the things I would normally do to support myself. And so I felt abandoned. I've abandoned my own needs, and situations arose where I felt abandoned by people outside of me as well. And so that's really been something that's been a core theme. So yours might be quite different, but just as an example there. So underneath those feelings, what are the needs that are not being met? So, for example, in my case, my needs for stillness, my needs for connection, my need for good nutrition and movement and nature weren't being met. They're important needs, and so they were leading into the feelings of being out of control, being really racy, too much to do, overwhelmed, and then abandonment. Okay, third question. How have you been unloving to yourself? It's often easier to pick out how other people have been unloving to us, but it's always a mirror of how we're treating ourselves. So I have been unloving to myself by not making the time, by telling the story, by making it someone else's responsibility to slow things down. Question 4. Where are we giving ourselves away? Where are we giving away our energy and receiving only crumbs of positive response back, only a little trickle of positive back? If we gave out 110% and then the person who's been receiving from us just gives us back 10%, where's that happening in your life, this imbalance? It might be a person, it might be a job, it might be a project, it might be a thought process. You're thinking a thought and you're putting so much intensity into that thought, but actually it's not giving you a lot of positive feedback, not a lot of positive feeling. Number 5. Who has been unloving or abusive or unable to feel their feelings and disconnected in your life? Are there any particular people? And so the next question is, what is your deepest heart's desire? So now we're moving into the positive. So we recognize the feelings, we can give ourselves a chance to feel some of that. And then what does our heart really want? What are we calling for? Is it the connection? Is it intimacy? Is it time in nature? Is it, fulfilling your purpose, discovering your purpose? Being more loving to yourself. And where, the last question, where am I headed and what is my highest potential if I am to expect the unexpected and miracles? So just take your time to answer those. And once you've completed all of those questions, or whichever one calls you, whichever ones are calling to you. Oh, one last question. What is divinely or heart inspired action? Which divinely inspired heart action is calling you right now? What action can you take to bring forth your heart's desire, to bring forth your unlimited potential, the highest potential? So on the right-hand side, I want you to address each of the things that you have identified, and we're going to kind of create a solution, an affirmation, an offering, a releasing of each of those things. And you can use whichever words you feel. I'm just going to give you some suggestions on how you can word this. So in response to the first one, we could say, I'm ready to bring healing to the cause of my sadness, busyness, abandonment, feelings. So whatever, insert your feelings here. I'm ready, willing, and able to bring healing to the cause. Awareness, alignment with the cure, with the balance. And also then the next one would be something like, I honor my needs for connection or nature or dance or movement or good nutrition. It could be many things. So again, remembering the feelings are indicating unmet needs. So what are those needs? I let go of how I have been unloving to myself. I forgive myself. And I choose to do something instead. I release my beliefs that I must give more than I receive, such as in these relationships and situations. So you can name them if you feel you need to. You can just have the statement is okay also, or any other statement that you feel is a balancing energy. If we imagine that the right hand column is what we are ready to let go of, moving away from, acknowledging and healing. And then the left hand column is an affirmation of I am aligned with, I am healing, I am bringing in, I am taking action, I am loving. So you see, we state it as if it's already true, not I will be or I'm going to. So I lovingly release and forgive. Could be people, situations, myself. I know by how I feel what is healthy and unhealthy. It is now time for illumination and expression and change of something. Your choice. And I call in my highest support, guidance, and light for my highest potential to be realized as I express my heart's desire, whatever that is for you. Something similar, just calling in support. We've already called in lots of support, but this is your prayer that you're making that you might like to repeat every day. And the last statement, I am divinely heart inspired to, and you can write here the actions that you would like to take. And then quite simply, you can each morning, and this is nice, what I like doing is I have a little bowl of water, a little crystal bowl with some nice pure water in it. I would hold that and intend the water to hold the frequency of my prayer. And I'd say each one of those beautiful statements, the positive right-hand column, and you might refine it, you might make it more beautiful, more poetic, whatever calls you, and say that over the water, and then drink some water, and then place the rest in your water bottle. And don't ever finish the water bottle that day. Just keep topping it up when you need more. And then you're drinking the frequency into your body. It's able to be soaked up by all your cells. And it's just this constant reminder of what you're inviting in, what you're releasing, what you're taking action on, all the positive energy that you're bringing in. So it's a beautiful water-based prayer that you can do as well if you're inspired. So as the final part of our processing for this super full moon, I wanted to just take you through a little guided process to bring any aspect of yourself that's in resistance to this. You know, is there a little voice in your head going, there's just not enough time, there's just so-and-so such and such, this I can't do it, I'm not worthy? Is there something deeper underneath that you could connect in with, or that is just seems to be constantly, you know, nah, nah, nah. We can bring that to love and create a transformation of that aspect of resistance to our healing, to becoming whole. Or we can bring any of the aspects of the left-hand column specifically. If you haven't got this little voice, then just pick any one of those elements, and just one though, try not to get too big with that, just something that seems the biggest sticking point, the most uncomfortable feeling, the most uncomfortable situation, the most unloving thing that you're doing. Pick one, and then we're going to bring that into this process and bring that healing as well. So you've got your prayer, which is already this beautiful medicine for your left-hand column issues or challenges, catalyst for change and growth. And then we're bringing it, the underlying, what you might feel is the core cause for these unmet needs and feelings. So abandonment obviously is something for me. And then what's happened in my life is that I've become more controlling. It's to control things so that people don't abandon me, so I feel safe. So the healing that I want to bring to myself is surrender and an awareness that there's no lack in me. I am what I am, and that is just as it is, and I don't need to change it to prove myself, to justify my existence. We're all part of the divine plan. We're all a divine spark of this incredible consciousness that is the whole universe. And not one part is more valuable or less valuable than any other. And that is what I know in my mind. And that is the healing that I keep bringing to myself. Because just remember, our healing process is like an onion. It's not a one-time wonder. Sometimes we can have an amazing quantum shift, and that is awesome. But a lot more times, for everybody, including incredible healers, it takes time. And one layer comes off and you feel relief, and then we spiral back around and we come to again, oh, there's that abandonment thing again. What do I need to do? I just need to bring love to myself. I need to reassure myself I am enough. I know I'm enough. Even that statement, it's really more just a statement of I am, not enoughness. I am unlimited. And coming to that truth and coming to that truth and coming to that truth at a deeper and deeper and deeper level, to a point where we can truly enter our own heart. And then we can bring unconditional love to those around us as well. Because I can share a lot of love, but it might be coming from an internal space of not enough. And it could be people pleasing and fawning and all of those things too. So it's important that we keep raising the bar, raising the energy, and coming deeper into ourselves. So that's what I'd like to offer you now. So make sure you're clear on what you'd like to bring into the healing space, and then close your eyes and we shall proceed. So once again, we're going to call in our higher selves with the intention of holding space and healing and guidance for that which helps brings us into alignment with our heart's desire and our highest potential. And I call in the beautiful blue rose lineage, the Magdalens, Mary Magdalene, Sananda, Yeshua, the sacred masculine and feminine representatives, to help us bring balance to these aspects of ourselves, to honor our feelings, to honor our changeability, to honor our creativity, and then to be able to take action, divinely inspired, heart-inspired action. I'd like you to just place your hands on your heart and take a few deep breaths into your heart, feeling your heart energy expanding with each breath. Feeling your heart with each breath out, just relaxing into that expanded heart space. I want you to bring to mind a time when you felt loved unconditionally, genuinely, heart expandingly loved. It may just be a fleeting moment, it may have been a long moment. It may be that you can't connect with that feeling right now. You can just imagine what that feels like. Imagine the lightness, the support, the knowing just how unique, special, and enough you are. Always have been and always will be. Just tuning into that expanded feeling of love, most expanded feeling that you can access right now. Love vibration that you're feeling. Imagine the personification of love becoming present in front of you, in your mind's eye. How is love presenting in a physical form? Perhaps it's a sparkling pink cloud. Your most favorite animal, your nana. Just be a feeling you feel enveloped in. If you can't see anything, just make it up. Just tell yourself what you can see as the embodiment of pure love, universal divine love. And when love is standing clearly in front of you, scan through your own physical body. See how you feel in the presence of unconditional divine pure love. This frequency is enveloping all of you. The field of love is so expansive. How is your body feeling? Which parts of your body are feeling open to love, in alignment with love right now? Just make a note of those places. And taking your time when you're ready, noticing without any judgment or criticism, anywhere in your body that isn't open to love, is resistant to the frequency of love right now. Just know that that's okay. This will change over time. Just come back to the place in your body that is the most open to love right now, the most receptive. Just imagine that the frequency of love and the personification of love in front of you is now entering your body through that path of least resistance, through that open part, the most open part to love right now is letting the love in, inviting the love in. You feel surrounded by so much support. Your angels singing. Feel confident. Every cell of your body is drinking in this unconditional love, this pure love vibration. Just enjoy the feeling that God is sharing with you. Just become a challenge what it is we'd like to bring more love to. What is the feeling or the need, the aspect of ourselves the resistance, the negative voice, the self-abusive action, whatever it might be. You need to feel it as if it's been taking up space in your heart. Your heart is now ready to become more complete. This aspect of ourselves that we're not in resistance to or judgment of. Just honoring, turns into a symbol, something that represents that unloved or unloving part of ourselves. It's creating a symbol, simple, complicated as you like. The first thing that pops into your mind could be spiky and sharp, or dark, diffuse, red, whatever it is for you. We're going to allow that symbol to come from our heart into our hands. And we're going to give this symbol to love, unconditional pure love vibration personified in front of us. We're going to give this symbol for love to transform, to heal, to transmute, to make whole. Wholeness. And you see that love is ready to hand that symbol back to you, transformed. Take note of what it looks like in love's hands, in the form of love. What does this new symbol look like? What does it sound? What does it smell? Where would love like to place this symbol of love's transformed gift to you? In your body, in a chakra, in your heart, your third eye, crown, your energy bodies, parallel body. There's no limit to where this might need to go. And just graciously receive that gift from love as love places that wherever it is required. And just stay tuned into your body now. This gift from love is integrated, received, embodied. Enjoy the feeling of love's gift flowing through you. Feels. Feels the alignment. Feels the alignment. The frequency is adjusted by pure love vibration. Humanity. Bring this gift forth in your life. To forward in time. knowing that this gift is fully embodied within you now, and see an old situation come up, an old trigger, an old challenge, an old trauma, an old thought pattern, an old belief, and see now how it plays out. A win-win situation, positively charged. What different choices are you making? Different actions are you taking? This divinely inspired, loving inspiration now. Affirmation of this change. I am, I have, I experience, I know I am. Selves is up. Out to your breath. Mantra. Become the confirmation of this change. So we now bring our awareness to gratitude. Gratitude to ourselves, creating the opportunity and bringing ourselves into this time and space to do this work, to allow in the healing, to invite in the support, to allow the transformation and the embodiment of love as we bring parts of ourselves back into wholeness. Accepting every part of ourselves, which in itself allows transformation. We thank pure love vibration. Thank the Magdalens, Nora's lineage, Mary Magdalene, Sananda, Christ conscious frequencies and energies. Thank our blessed and beautiful Mother Earth, Father Sun, Source consciousness, beautiful wisdom, divas of the crystals, and the Archangel, divine grace. As we move forward through this next month, open to the blessings and miracles, open to taking new action, new steps, new choices towards our heartfelt desires, towards our unlimited and highest potential, knowing that it's our birthright to express this and be this and share this with humanity as a divine spark. Blessed be. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next month in person or online, virtually. Thank you so much. So much love in my heart.